Hey, so on the weekend I went to the retro video game market at the 1989 arcade bar in Newtown in Sydney. They've been doing this for a while now. I think this is their 7th one, but this was the first time I've been, and I had a really great day.
There was a lot from NES games, PlayStation games, more PlayStation games, N64 games, Sega games. There was stuff from every system.
Sega was just trying to sell. Sega needed to be like publishers.
There's one of the versions of the Japanese Animal Crossing on the GameCube. Here's Super Metroid. Yep, retro gaming can be pretty expensive.
I'm surprised I haven't had more interest in it. It's such a classic.
classic game, yeah.
Mint copy.
I've got that one, but that was a good version of Soul Calibur.
Oh, it's amazing. Link all day.
It's what introduced me to Soul Calibur.
Yeah. No, for me, it was the first one.
Arcade.
Dreamcast.
Right, see, I never played that one.
Dreamcast when Dreamcast was brand new when I was like 15.
And then there were arcade games to play, such as the original Space Invaders. To many others, such as Street Fighter 2.
So is Phalon your main? In this version of Street Fighter, yeah, pretty much. I played a lot of the Mega Drive version, so yeah.
And pinball machines. Actually, this last one, this Family Guy one, it wasn't in 1989. It was in a pub in Newtown that we went to afterwards.
So I got a few pickups from the day, and I thought I'd show you. I got, for the Famicom, I don't have a Famicom, I have a top-loader NES. But it can play Famicom games with an attachment. And I picked up Final Fantasy III. It's obviously in Japanese. My Japanese is not good, but it'll be good practice for learning Japanese. I have played this actually in English on the DS. Yeah, this is the one on the DS. The remake they made for the DS. So it will be fun to play the original on the Famicom. I hope it doesn't use too much or any kanji. I hope it's just in katakana and hiragana, otherwise it might be a while until I actually play that. I also picked up soccer for the Famicom, which seemed appropriate considering it's the World Cup on now. I don't imagine I'll need much Japanese to play that. I also picked up 2 magazines, Retro Gamer magazines. I used to read this a lot around 10 or so years ago, but you can't find it anywhere now in newsagents these days. I guess the internet has killed off the magazine trade, or at least what it used to be. Video game magazines used to be the main source of where I'd get all my news and information about video games, but that hasn't been the case for a while. Anyway, Retro Gamer is a really good magazine about retro games, obviously. It's a UK publication. They have interesting articles, interesting interviews. And then I also picked up a DS game, WarioWare DIY. I'd heard about this for a while. I've heard game devs talk about it because it's actually basically a game maker in a DS game. You make your own little WarioWare mini games, like, you know, pop the balloon, pick Wario's nose, whatever. And it's quite different to the other WarioWare games. So the idea is that you make your own little mini games like in WarioWare games, and you share them online, but that's probably shut down now, this being the DS and Nintendo being Nintendo. But maybe there's a workaround for that, which we can find out about later. And the last thing I picked up was actually a surprise. I saw it just before they were closing up. It was another console. It was a WonderSwan. I've been wanting to get one of these for a while. The WonderSwan is, of course, the invention of Gunpei Yokoi, the inventor of the Game & Watch, the Game Boy, or for Nintendo, and then less good, the Virtual Boy, and never sold outside of Japan. So I figured that I'd have to wait until I went to Japan before I could find one for an affordable price. But just before they were closing up, I saw this one, and it was a lot cheaper than I expected. So I picked it up. It's a Final Fantasy Special Edition one, which is even cooler. There's a few little scratches on the screen, but the screens are replaceable. I saw some ones online you can buy to change it out. There is one problem though. The power button, it turns on, which is great. And yeah, it's really hard to see because it's not backlit. That's something else I want to mod. Just change the screen and put a backlight on it, and I change it to an IPS screen with a backlight, then it would be perfect. Otherwise, it works, and if you've got the right light, which I don't in here, it looks good. It looks really good actually, but yeah, it's really hard to get the right light. You really need to be in just the right position, which is not here. Otherwise, the graphics look great for its time. Same problem the Game Boy Advance had. That is the original Game Boy Advance, this one. This is mine from before, which I haven't actually used much because not long after I bought it, the Game Boy Advance SP came out, which is of course backlit and much easier to see. So I might mod that in the future too. That would be, I really like this crystal Game Boy Advance color, but it really needs a backlight. And so does this WonderSwan, which, this is the one problem. It won't turn off. Press the power button, stays on, which is great. Oh yeah, it came with Final Fantasy 2, as you can hear, which is one Final Fantasy game I haven't played. Of course, it's from Japan, so it's all in Japanese. That's hiragana and katakana only, so hopefully it remains that way. But I'm looking forward to playing that once I put a backlight in and fix this problem with the power button. This is a common problem apparently. I looked it up online and people said that happens. It's because of it's got a soft plastic button, kind of like what happens on some remotes. Not this one works fine, but I've got another Sony remote like this, and the power button here has just died, same as that. It won't turn off or on, which is worse than this. At least this one turns on, but I can't turn it off. So the inelegant solution is to take the battery pack out, off. Anyway, that's everything I got. There was some unexpected things I picked up. I didn't expect to pick up a WonderSwan at all. I didn't expect to find Wario DIY, which is something I'd heard about and really wanted to play, especially since I'd heard a lot of game devs rave about it. But now I found it. So definitely check out the retro game market at 1989 next time they do it, if this is the type of thing that interests you. I'll definitely go next time. It was a great day. They had free play and all the arcade games there. Met a lot of cool people. It was a really fun day. So until next time, bye.